Coming to stage, a very funny gentleman. Please welcome Vince Bowman.
The Democratic debate for the 2020 presidential election is next week. Today is June 20th, 2019. It's a Thursday. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at all the candidates for president and their Twitter accounts. So there's 26 people who are running for president at this particular time. There are 23 Democrats, 1 independent, and 2 Republicans. Of course, President Donald Trump and one other Republican that's going to, at this stage, is opposing him. Now, we have 24 non-Republicans, 23 Democrats, and 1 independent. Oh my God, that's a lot of people. And we're going to look at them all and their Twitter accounts and get a gauge of what they're about as far as running for president. And I'm going to be looking at them on my computer, and so will you. So the first person that we have, and we're going to go in alphabetical order to make things fair, is Michael Bennett. All right. Let's see, I've never heard of Michael Bennett before, and he's running for president. So on his Twitter account, it says, running to be your next president. He's a current senator, former school superintendent, and then it says 2 N's, 1 T. Now, he's kind of lost me, because what does that mean? I mean, I know what it means. There's 2 letter N's and 1 letter T in the word superintendent. But what does it mean? And I don't like it when politicians try to deliver a message and I don't understand that message. If it's a joke, if you have to explain a joke, then it's not funny. If it's a joke, it's not funny.
There are really 5 ingredients that have to be present all the time for great communication to be possible. All right, the first ingredient is clarity. How do you make your point clearly? It's got to be clear.
Because I don't get it. So he's lost me. And he has to step up his communication game as far as I'm concerned. What else is there about him? He, in his most recent tweet, he says, we have to fix our broken politics to make progress on the issues we care about. From healthcare to climate change to gun violence. That's why cleaning up corruption and strengthening democracy will be a top priority of mine as president. And then it's hashtag money out, people in. All right, so now I'm kind of back on board with him. He has a very strong message. And he talks about the things that I care about, which is healthcare.
Okay, let's take a look. Well, that doesn't look too serious. You'll be fine.
Climate change.
I'm here at Barry Island Beach, and there's no sign to stop.
And definitely gun violence. We can't get a handle on that. There's a picture of him and all women in the picture. He's the only male, so I'm assuming that's his wife that's hugged up on him, and his 3 daughters. They're with him. I'm assuming they're his daughters. I know nothing about them, so And it looks like a very nice family. He looks like a very lucky individual. If he can just stop cracking corny jokes about being a superintendent, he might have a chance. All right? And his slogan is Bennett for America. Simple, but it says it. All right. So the next person is Joe Biden. I know who he is, and you guys should know who he is too. Joe Biden, the guy from Scranton, PA. He's like represents that, you know, working class type of American.
Attention foreman. Trouble on bench 5. Check on the nut tightness. Nuts coming through loose on bench 5. Attention foreman.
And he's on his Twitter account with a big smile. His slogan is Biden president. It's just like Bennett for president, except it's Biden. All right, Biden needs to step it up and get a little bit more original, get a better message. All right. But otherwise, it says about Biden and his Twitter account: Senator, Vice President, 2020 candidate for President of the United States, husband to Dr. Biden. Oh, he's married to a doctor? Yeah, she's a doctor. She's a doctor of philosophy, I believe. I don't think she's a medical doctor, which, you know, is not taking anything away from her. I'm just explaining it. Proud father and grandfather, loves ice cream. It's got me sold. If he loves ice cream, then we should definitely elect him for president.
My name is Joe Biden. I love ice cream. I'm an ice cream guy. Is the ice cream down that way? Y'all gotta eat this ice cream.
You know, don't elect any president that doesn't like ice cream. It won't go good at all. Loves ice cream. Aviators, he loves aviators. Is Joe Biden gay? Well, he didn't say if the aviator was woman or male. Let's assume that he loves female aviators. So he says here, proud father and grandfather, loves ice cream, aviators, and at Amtrak. He loves Amtrak. What's the deal with that? You know, he loves taking trains. When's the last time Biden's been on the Amtrak, I wonder? I don't know. It could have been yesterday. It could have been 3 years ago. I really don't know. He loves an Amtrak. He loves aviators. He could have worded that a little bit differently. That sounds kind of, you know, you could, he loves aviators. You could make something of it. I could say, you know, he loves aviators. Most aviators are men. I could say, ask the question, is Biden gay? Pretty sure he's not gay. But it's the way he worded it. I love aviators. What does that mean? So, anyway, we know a lot about Biden. You know, he was vice president with President Barack Obama for 2 terms, 8 years. He's going through a bit of a fight with his own Democratic partners. Because something he said that he had to work with those politicians that may have been racist back in the days in the 70s. Come on, man, give the guy a break. Everybody had to work with him. Martin Luther King had to work with him, you know? And what about Senator Jesse Helms? What's his name? Jesse Helms? Not the big racist that everybody, towards the twilight of his years, found out he had black children?
You needed that job, and you were the best qualified. But they had to give it to a minority because of a racial quota. Is that really fair? Harvey Gantt says it is. Gantt supports Ted Kennedy's racial quota law that makes the color of your skin more important than your qualifications. You'll vote on this issue next Tuesday. For racial quotas, Harvey Gantt. Against racial quotas, Jesse Helms.
Give the guy a break. And Cory Booker is asking for him to apologize. I don't think so, Cory. Leave it alone. Let's come together. Let's come together. We have too much division. You know, I'm giving Biden a pass on that because everybody had to work with racist people back in those days. You had to work with them today. Look at Mitch McConnell. He's as racist as they come. He's the one who said that before Barack Obama got into the presidency, that it was his job to make Barack Obama a one-term president. That's racist. I don't care how you slice it. And he just said recently, Mitch McConnell, not to get totally off track, that reparations is a bad idea. Give Joe Biden a break. All right? Democrats, come together on that one. I like Joe. He threatened to take Donald Trump outside and fight him one time when Donald Trump, I think before Donald Trump became president. Yeah, when he was running for president. So he's a scrappy old guy. I think he'd make a good president personally, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, even if he becomes the Democratic candidate. So, all right. Enough about Joe. Let's go to our next person, Bill DeBlasio. I know a lot about, not a lot, but I know about Bill DeBlasio because I'm from New York. So he was running for mayor when I was still in New York. Bill DeBlasio. All right. It says, working people first, DeBlasio 2020. BillDeBlasio.com. There's a picture of him smiling. All right. And in his description, it says, Mayor of New York City and candidate for president, fighting for working people, no matter how much money you make or where you live. Ads by DeBlasio 2020. All right, I know a little bit about DeBlasio. This is what I know about DeBlasio. He has served 2 terms as mayor. He's in his 2nd term right now. He's married to a black woman, and she claims to be lesbian. Hey, I'm not here to judge. He has a black son, too. And when he was running for mayor of New York, his son's afro was like a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? His son was a celebrity, and his son's afro was a celebrity as well, which was kind of funny. So, Bill DeBlasio, when he first came in office as mayor, he had a really contentious relationship with the police department of New York City. So he became mayor and I left New York, and I was surprised he got reelected because, like I said, his relationship with the police department was really, really tense, especially the head of the union for the police. He used to dig into Mayor Bill DeBlasio.
There's blood on many hands tonight. Those that incited violence on the street under the guise of protest, that tried to tear down what New York City police officers did every day. We tried to warn, it must not go on, it cannot be tolerated. That blood on the hands starts on the steps of City Hall in the office of the mayor.
Obviously, he shook it off, and good for him. I like him as a person. What little I know about him, I'm digging him. So, Bill DeBlasio, there he goes. One of his, he has a pinned tweet. Actually, this is from May 22nd. What does this tweet say? It says, here in New York City, a place that is legendary, big and tough and complicated, we prove that when you give back to working families, the whole city gets stronger. Now we can do that for our country too. Very good message. He says working families. So working families are working families. You know, rich people work. You know, they're working families. So I'm gonna take his message to mean that anybody who's out there grinding, you know, he's got their back and whatnot. You know, whether they're rich, poor, middle class, or whatever. As long as you are out there working, trying to make it. I like that. You go, Bill. All right, our next person, Cory Booker. I know a little bit about him too. I think he was mayor of Newark at one time. Anyway, his Twitter account, it just has him, a picture of him, and no presidential message. You know, people are holding up signs that you can see says Cory Booker for president, but in my opinion, you should have that splashed across your Twitter header. I have to take a point away from Cory for not having making that happen. Pay attention to detail, Cory. Cory's a black man, as you can probably see. In his description, it says, U.S. Senator from New Jersey and Democratic candidate for president. Most tweets and typos are mine. Some are my team's. What is he trying to be like? Ultra honest? Most tweets are mine? Which ones aren't? The stupid ones aren't yours? Those are the ones that belong to your team? So, he's from Newark, New Jersey. I believe he said senator from New Jersey. I believe he used to be mayor of Newark at one time too. And Newark is a rough city. I used to mentor a young kid in Newark. And let me tell you, I'm from Harlem when Harlem wasn't so nice. And I went to meet this kid for the first time, and I was afraid to park my car in their driveway. That's how rough a neighborhood that was. But he was a very smart guy. So Cory Booker, you know, I got to give him props and whatnot, you know, for holding down Newark. And but he's asking, to get back to the Joe Biden thing, he's asking Joe Biden to apologize. I don't agree. Certain things should be, you know, given a pass on. If you want anybody to apologize, try to get Donald Trump to apologize for some of the stuff he said and done. All right? If you want someone to apologize, leave Joe Biden alone. Leave Joe Biden alone. I'm trying to imitate that guy. I remember he was an internet sensation for taking up for Britney Spears. Leave Britney alone.
Leave her alone. You're lucky she even performed for you bastards! Leave Britney alone!
Leave Biden alone! All right. So we got Cory Booker. Let me just say this before I get off of Cory Booker. I like Cory Booker. I do. Yeah. And isn't he dating? What's that actress he's dating? She's hot.
Well, it looks like Cory Booker plans to tie the knot with a very special person in the near future, girlfriend Rosario Dawson.
You got to give him 2 points for that. It's like, how'd you do that, Cory?